you to bless all our efforts. Give us patience with ourselves as we continue to transition towards our contextualized blended learning. Bless our parents. Grant them the graces they need to answer your call of becoming a good parent and role model for their children. Grant them understanding and wisdom, that they may become more patient in dealing with their children. Give them the grace of laughter and joy. Inspire in them a sense of gratitude for the gift of parenthood, which is, after all, a call to serve and to love you more completely. As one Ateneo family, we surrender everything to you. May all that we are, our encounters, reflections, even the frustrations and failings be in your hands. May the works that we do and the way we do them bring new hope, new life, and courage to all that we come in contact with this new academic year. May our experiences lead us to see all things new in Christ. We offer this prayer of through the intercession of Our Lady of China and Saint Ignatius of Loyola. Amen. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us. Saint Ignatius of Loyola, pray for us. Let us love and serve in all things
for the greater glory of God.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang magiliw, teles ng sinakanan, alam ng puso, sa dikit mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, kuya ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisikin, sa nagagang tutok sa simoy at sa langit mong pagaw, ay hinatang tulad, awit sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nagtitindig, makituwin at araw niya kailan pamay di magtitindig. Lumalang araw ng walhagit pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang inigaya ng pagkay mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Good morning, dear parents. Mayong aga sa tanan. I believe we have just started our day right. The prayer led by Ma'am Merlin earlier was really wonderful. That has inspired us today. The Spirit is indeed working miraculously. That's why we're able to have this opportunity to have our orientation dedicated to you, dear parents of grade 1, kinder and grade 1 level. And of course, as well as our new parents from grades 2 to 5. So without much further ado, let us now listen to our school president, Father Joseph Raymond Patrick Sanchez of the Society of Jesus, for his welcome remarks.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, dear parents. You are new to the school, so we welcome you to our school community. And today, think of today as like some sort of an acquaintance party where we try to get to know each other, but it's really more for you to get to know the school. Now, why is it important for us to get to know the school? My dear parents, I would just like let us be reminded that the primary duty, the primary responsibility of forming your children lies with you, dear parents. And you have chosen the Ateneo de Iloilo Santa Maria Catholic School to be your partners in the formation and in the upbringing of your children. There are many reasons why parents send their children to the Ateneo. Some they want quality education for their children. Some they want a Catholic formation, that their children grow up in Catholic values. But whatever it is, I hope that today, this morning's presentation will make clear to you what it is, who we are as a school, and what is it that we want, what our mission is, what is it that we want to accomplish. And if you feel that this is the school where the school you want to be your partner in the formation of your child, then well and good. Kung hindi, then siguro mag-usap tayo ulit. But seriously, I hope that this morning will be fruitful, that you will be able to get to know the school better. And my task this morning is to talk to you about the mission, vision, and the objectives of our school. And I would like to begin. First, I would like to share my slide. Okay. So to begin with, uh, I would like to begin with a quotation from uh, from Pedro de Ribadenera of the Society of Jesus. In his letter to Philip II, he was here trying to emphasize the importance of Catholic education. And Catholic education is not simply what is given in Catholic schools, but also the images, the religious images, and the portraits that we have in the churches and all around in the plazas of that time. That there is an it's the evangelizing mission of education. And Ribadenera says all the well-being of Christianity and of the whole world depends on the proper education of the youth. And indeed, for us Jesuits, we take Catholic education very seriously. And we have, later on, I will show you a map where Jesuit schools are all over the world. And it is from basic education, from early education to grade school to high school and even to higher education. And we take it so seriously. And as you have seen in the video that we showed you earlier, that our school began in 1958 when two Jesuits, Fathers Andrew Jolet and Santiago Leon, began a school, and they call it the Santa Maria Catholic School. It began as a parochial school attached to the Santa Maria Parish, which we Jesuits still run to this day, maybe until the next 2 years. And with Holy Mother as the patroness, the Jesuits embarked on the crucial mission of forming the young Filipino-Chinese of Iloilo, Chinese-Filipino of Iloilo. And a year after the founding of the school, a two-story building was constructed. And as the years went on, we built a concrete building across the street. And now we also slowly transferred to our present campus in Mandurriao. And we completed our transfer in 2017. No? Thank you to our many generous donors and our many generous benefactors. So who are we? We are the Jesuit Catholic Chinese Filipino School in Western Visayas. First, and I would like to emphasize that one moment, I have a difficult. Okay. I would like to emphasize that we are a Jesuit school, a Catholic school, a Chinese Filipino school, and a basic education school. And we are now 63 years old from 1958, from its humble beginnings in 1958. So what does it mean to be a Jesuit, Catholic, Chinese Filipino, and basic education school? So first, let us talk about being a Jesuit school. We nurture each person's God-given potential so that he acts with generosity and desires to always do more, the magis for the greater glory of God. As you spend more time with our school, as your child goes up the grades, you will hear that a lot. You will hear magis ad maiorem Dei gloriam, for the greater glory of God. You will hear about generosity, and you will hear about loving service, which is the motto of the school. In omnibus amare et servire. In everything, love and serve, love and serve, love and serve the Lord. So it is a Jesuit school, first because it is founded, owned, and administered by the Society of Jesus, by us Jesuits, and our founder is Saint Ignatius of Loyola, whose feast day we shall celebrate on the 31st of July. So you will hear much about Saint Ignatius of Loyola, his life, his spirituality, his works and words, and how he continues to influence not only our schools, but our students and our faculty and the rest of the school personnel as well. And hopefully that everyone involved in this mission of running a Jesuit school will be able to imbibe those important the important values that we want to impart on our lay partners and our formands, our students: generosity, magis, ad maiorem Dei gloriam, in omnibus amare et servire, and a lot more, which I shall be speaking about a little later on. Now, our school is also a Catholic school. We form a community that is faithful to the teachings of Christ, men and women who seek union with the Creator through love and service of neighbor. And therefore, we are Catholic first because we are Christ-centered. That we are faithful to the teachings of Christ. We are faithful to gospel values, and we always propose Christ as the model worth emulating. And we are persons who also seek union with the Creator. As Saint Ignatius of Loyola tells us, and we constantly reminds us, that the objective of every life is to praise, reverence, and serve the Lord, which actually means to have eternal life with the Father, with the Trinity, with our Trinitarian God. And therefore that's the end objective of every Christian, of every Catholic. And how do we achieve union with God? We achieve union with God through love and service of neighbor, by uniting ourselves to our neighbor through love and service. Therefore, in our school, our standard prayer is this: let us love and serve in all things for the greater glory of God. So love and service to God, and love and service to our neighbor, through our neighbor. Next, we are also a Chinese Filipino school. And we should remember that the school was established by Jesuits who were expelled from China by the communist takeover. And these Jesuits came to Iloilo in 1953, and they first founded the parish, Santa Maria Parish, and 5 years later on, they felt the need to educate the young, and so they started the parochial school. And we survived in the past and continue to survive. The parish continues to survive with the support of the Iloilo Chinese and Filipino communities. And uh, and our desire is to form Chinese Filipino who have love for the country and her heritage, appreciates and respects Chinese Filipino heritage, and be instruments of sincere dialogue with cultures, especially between the Filipino and the Chinese culture. That hopefully we can see respect for both cultures through the merging, through the melting, or the intertwining and marriage of these two cultures in the way we live our lives and in the way we do education. So that is who we are. We are a Jesuit, Catholic, Chinese, Filipino basic education school. Basic education because we have only from K to 12. Some people are asking, Father, will you have higher education eventually? College, kasi we want to send our students to college. But with only two Jesuits here in Iloilo to run a parish and to run a school, it is not yet the time, or the time is not yet ripe for us to have higher education. I am not sure if we will have the capacity for higher education, but at the moment, we want to focus our attention both to our parish and in our basic education school. So that is who we are. Now, what are we? No, what is our mission? We are a community committed to forming leaders who pursue excellence that is ignited by love and service. That we are part of a very long tradition of forming leaders, almost over 470 years of forming leaders. And we have a lot of graduates that I will talk to you about later on. But and in that 470 years, we have established schools all over the world, no? Not only in Catholic schools, we have schools in almost every corner of the world, from basic education up to higher education. As of last count, for our basic education unit alone, or high schools actually alone, there are already 845 schools all over, with 431 school personnel, and catering to around 900,000, close to a million students all over the world. That is the part of the tradition that Ateneo de Iloilo Santa Maria Catholic School is part of. And who are our graduates? The leaders we have formed have lived differently from the rest. And that is what we want them to be. No? We want them to be agents of change, to be countercultural, to go against the prevailing culture of the world. Because if you propose gospel values, you have to go against the culture of this world. And therefore, we have graduates that we are very proud of, because they have lived differently, because they have dared to go against the prevailing culture. We have in the upper left-hand corner, we have Rene Descartes. He's a French mathematician, scientist, and philosopher, a Renaissance man, and he was the one who says, "Cogito ergo sum." I think, therefore I am. And he revolutionized our understanding of math and science. The Cartesian plane was really mainly because of Rene Descartes. And then next to him is Jose Rizal, our national hero. He is also another Renaissance man. He's a patriot, physician, and a man of the letters and he was the inspiration in our Philippine nationalist movement that eventually led to the independence movement. The next is Oscar Romero. He is a Salvadoran Roman Catholic Archbishop who was a vocal critic of the violent activities of the government armed forces. He was against the dictatorial government, and he was eventually shot while celebrating Mass. And rather than silencing him, his death inspired many to work for social justice in El Salvador. And to this day, he continues to be an inspiration for people who want to live a faith that does justice, a faith that will always work for equality and justice for all. The next one is Evilio Javier, our very own Evilio Javier. He was a young governor of the province of Antique in the Philippines and an opponent of the dictatorship of President Ferdinand Marcos. His assassination on the 11th of February in 1986 is considered to be one of the main catalysts of the People Power Revolution that eventually put an end to the dictatorship. Next is Father Joaquin Vernaz. He recently passed away. He is a Jesuit and used to be the Dean of the Ateneo de Manila Law School. He is Dean Emeritus until the time he passed on. And he was a member of the 1986 Constitutional Commission and is the author of many law books and articles and is a respected commentator on constitutional law. And many politicians, many presidents have consulted him regarding the Constitution. And finally, maybe you may not know her, we are also proud of Sabrina Ongkiko. Who is Sabrina? Sabrina is an Ateneo graduate and she gave up her dream to be a doctor. And what did she do instead? She joined the Jesuit Volunteers of the Philippines, and after that she pursued a career in teaching in public schools, not even in our Catholic schools. And she founded Teach Philippines, that inspires many young people to engage public education, to teach and to devote themselves in the development and in the uplifting of public education in the Philippines. So these people live differently. They lived against the prevailing culture of the world, and because they dared to be different, they made a difference in the lives of people. And maybe your child will be one of them someday, and do not be surprised. So be ready that your child will start to have a different set of values than yours, perhaps, or perhaps they will share your values and will bravely live out their faith, live out the gospel values, even if it means that they have to go against the world. So we are a community. We are a community forming leaders who will pursue excellence because they are ignited by love and service. We are a community, no, and we try to collaborate with each other, and we try to collaborate with the aim of building the nation, of contributing to nation building, and also building the Catholic Church, no, contributing to the further the evangelization work of the church. And we strive to we try to deal with God's creation with care and respect, which is part of our Catholic responsibility. And we wish to form leaders. The formation program, which I will talk about a little later on, is as important as the academic program. The Ateneo, and this one, we always emphasize that our school is not only academics. And I keep on reminding teachers, and I keep on reminding the administrators. Whatever we teach in the Ateneo is also taught in other Catholic schools, is also taught in the public schools. Like I say, 1 plus 1 is equal to 2 wherever it is. So what will make our school different? It is not what we teach, but it is the way we teach and the way we are, the way we conduct ourselves, the way we relate to others. That is what makes our school Jesuit. And therefore, the formation program is very important. It is not only about academics, but it is also about spiritual formation. It is also about social formation, which I will talk about later on. And the Ateneo is not only a school for the mind, but more importantly, it is a school for the heart and the feet as well. That we wish to, that we aim at conversion of the mind, of how we think, and and of the heart of how we desire to be of service, to others, and the conversion of the feet to make sure that what we know will make sense because we put it into action. And also, we want to form leaders or agents of change who will pursue excellence. Excellence is very important in a Jesuit school. Sapientia et eloquentia, we say, knowledge and eloquence, knowledge and eloquence. And we want to, but from then on, we said that yes, they may know a lot and they may speak about what they know very well. They can communicate it very well, but so what? What is important is that we want them to put them into action. And therefore, the pursuit of excellence must be ignited by love and service, that we want them to be a person with and for others, a person who will be in the service of others, who will actually serve through word and action. So, because that is the most important. And therefore, these are our goals, as I have said. We aim at academic formation. We have a program that is according to the DepEd, but of course we also have additional subjects. We have Chinese. We have also our religious education, because these are very important in the academic formation of our students. But we also focus on psycho-emotional formation. Our guidance formation team has the guidance program. We want to develop our students psycho-emotionally so that they will be stable, and because they are stable, they can be of ready service to their neighbors. And therefore, spiritual and social formation is also important. We have a social awareness program, especially which is graduated and age appropriate, that we have activities that will get the students out of themselves towards other people, so that they do not get stuck within themselves and only think of themselves. And this can only be done in the context of a spiritual formation program, which is Catholic and Ignatian in nature. So that is that we are a community forming leaders, pursuing excellence, and ignited by love and service. And finally, what are our core values? Our core values are competence, no? Competence meaning you are able to demonstrate academic excellence, and you are well-rounded and open to growth and learning. But competence is not enough. You must have also the conscience, that you are able to discern prayerfully your actions and decisions and commit to do what is right. That's why we have what we call the magis, which I will talk about later on. Magis is the more, that we do not choose between right and wrong. We already want to choose what is right, but we want to choose between two rights. So we choose what is better. That is one way of understanding the magis, choosing what is better. And then we also wish our graduates to have character, that hopefully our graduates appreciate and develop their God-given gifts, and that they also have a realistic knowledge of themselves, that they also embrace and accept their shortcomings and strive to overcome them, or to be better each day by overcoming their shortcomings, no? And that they take responsibility for their actions, and they appreciate the value of order, harmony, and efficiency in life. We also want our students to have compassion. That, remember, we want to form leaders who are ignited by love and service. We want our graduates to be persons with and for others, that they show genuine love, especially for the last, the least, and the lost of Christ, especially for the poor and the marginalized, especially for those who have been relegated to the fringes of society na wala nang pumapansin sa kanila. And we also want our students to value that sense of community. Sabi nga namin, walang lone ranger sa isang Jesuit schools, that that we have to collaborate with each other because all of us are limited. And if we want to do the work of the Lord and carry out the mission of Christ, then there is no way but for us to collaborate and help with each other and help each other. And then culture is also very important, especially because we are a Chinese Filipino school. So we want our students to embrace not only their Filipino heritage, but their Ilonggo identity as well, values, the customs and the traditions. And for those who are Chinese Filipinos, to also appreciate their Chinese heritage. And for those who are not, to be able to appreciate and be respectful of the heritage, the Chinese heritage. And therefore, what is important is that our graduates engage in a dialogue of cultures. And finally, the most important thing, the C that will put everything together, is Christ-centeredness. As I have said, we propose Christ as a model, and therefore we want our students to live according to Christian values and to be Christ-like to others, and will do everything for the greater glory of God, and recognize Christ in every individual. So these are our 7 C's. And just quickly about I think I'm over time. And quickly about the core Ignatian values. For Ignatius, he tries to see everything in God, finding God in all things, to see God in all things, not only in our neighbors, but in the events of this world, to see the hand or the finger of God working in everything in this world, in every event, in every moment of this world. And also very important, and this is very Jesuit, ad majorem Dei gloriam, we do everything for the glory of God and not my glory, not to my advantage, but always to give praise and glory to God. Because for Ignatius, the end goal of every life is to praise, reverence, and serve the Lord. And as I've said already, Magis is always choosing the more, choosing what is better. So we have no option but to choose what is good, and not only choose what is good, but to choose what is better. And being a person with and for others is a person of service, of love and service to God by loving and serving one's neighbor. And most importantly, we live out our faith. Our faith is expressed in action. Therefore, it's a faith that does justice. And we constantly work for justice in society. And um, uh, this requires that we go against the prevailing culture. We go against the prevailing values, the worldly values, the worldly culture. Cora personalis, you will hear that a lot, that we try to get to know each student, and we try to see each student as the Lord sees them. And we try to see how best to help that person to grow in their faith, to grow in their love for Jesus, to become closer to Jesus in the end. As I've said, in our school, it is not only the academic program that is important. All programs, formation programs, are as important as our academic program. And finally, our motto in the school, in omnibus amare et serviro. In everything, love and serve the Lord. This is what our school is all about. We want to love and serve the Lord by loving and serving our neighbors, by providing quality Jesuit education for your children, by doing our best so that your children will grow in faith, will grow in their friendship with Jesus, and that they will be able to be of love and service to other people as well. With that, maraming salamat po. Share and have a good day.
Thank you so much, Father Waynes. I guess our parents are thinking or even imagining what their children will become in the future. As Father Waynes chronicled the evolution of our school from Santa Maria Catholic School, now Ateneo de Iloilo SMCS, and gave light to our core values as imbibed by exemplary products of Jesuit education and formation. Well, I hope that gives you now an affirmation, dear parents, for making the right decision of choosing Ateneo de Iloilo Santa Maria Catholic School as your partner in forming your children holistically. And of course, as parents, you always want to give the best to your children, and that even includes the best education. With this being said, thank you for trusting our academic programs. To know more about what awaits your children in terms of our academic program, let us welcome our AP for Curriculum and Instruction, Dr. Michael Guevara.
Good morning, my dear parents and guardians. I am happy to present to you the contextualized blended learning program of the Ateneo de Iloilo Santa Maria Catholic School, the school year 2021-2022. Our Cbl program, which is now on its second year of implementation, is a response to the pronouncement of the Secretary of Education regarding the continued postponement of the face-to-face classes until we reach the much-needed herd immunity. I will discuss the following areas in the CBL: the teacher-facilitated class and IL sessions, virtual classrooms, video conference, grading system, LSP, and opening of classes. Our CBL highlights a curriculum that contains all the essential competencies in all subject areas. It is value-focused and action-driven. It offers a good mix of active and interactive teacher-facilitated learning and independent learning that will promote self-directed learning among students, helping them to learn how to learn by themselves. The active and interactive teacher-facilitated classes, which will run for 40 minutes per subject, are synchronous, meaning these are online and real-time classes. The synchronous classes are scheduled on Monday, Wednesday, Friday for grade school, and Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday for junior high school. The rest of the days, Tuesday and Thursday for grade school, and Monday and Wednesday for junior high school, 30 minutes per subject are allocated for independent learning. It is during these time slots where students are either to answer quizzes, worksheets, and activities and/or go through related learning resources, view video instructions or discussions, and make advanced readings. The independent learning time slots may also be used for one-to-one consultation with their subject teachers in their respective time slots. It is therefore very important to monitor your respective children on whether they are faithfully attending their TF classes and IL sessions or not. Since our active and interactive teacher-facilitated classes require a decent internet connection, Some of you might worry about intermittent connection or even poor connection at home, or your child or ward may miss salient points. If indeed this happens, please note that all learning materials are uploaded in your child's virtual classroom. We have CISO for Kinder and grades 1, 2, and 3, and Google Classroom for grades 4 to 10. All of these learning materials have equivalent text documents for easy viewing and or downloading. We will be using the same grading system in reporting your child's academic standing at the end of every trimester. We, however, modified the grade components and reduced them to 3. We have 45% for the quizzes, 30% for the PTs, and 25% for the exams. Each subject area will give 3 to 5 quizzes per trimester. These are modified in nature, meaning a considerable period of time will be given to finish and submit the answered quiz in the virtual classroom. Our assessments are also understanding-based assessments. To make it more authentic and relevant, almost all of our assessments are anchored on real-life situations, and our learners are asked to better deal with them based on their understanding of the lessons. We also modified our learning support program this school year to better assist students who may have difficulty adjusting to the new normal. Other than the usual class advisor and year-level guidance counselor, we will be assigning additional teacher mentor for some students who may have academic concerns either expressed or observed. At most, 10 students may be assigned to one teacher mentor. This is to assure you that we are doing all our best so that we can assist every Atenean in school. To end, I would like to inform you that we will officially start our class on July 21, 2021, and on July 19, 2021, Monday, we will have our pre-opening activity or our class Kamustahan. That's all about our CBL program in relation to curriculum. Thank you, and may the good Lord bless and keep you till we meet personally again. Madamo gid nga salamat.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mike, for giving a solid discussion of our academic program in grade school. At this point, we will now entertain questions pertaining to our academic programs, which are anchored to our school's vision and mission as discussed by our school president earlier. Parents, please type in your questions in the chat box, and I will be glad to read them for you. And of course, our experts here will be much willing to answer them as well. You may now start typing your questions in the chat box. I understand that you are new to our school, so this is now the right avenue for you to be clarified with some things that you want to elucidate or to be clarified with. So again, we are inviting you to type in your questions in the chat box. So perhaps we can see how our contextualized blended learning program, as discussed by our AP for Curriculum and Instruction, Dr. Mike, is anchored to our school's vision and mission. So with all those offerings and all those core values presented to you as well, maybe you have some questions that you want to ask. And we are very willing to answer them. Kindly just type your questions in the chat box. Okay, we're still waiting for questions. Are there any questions? Oh, there's a question here now. Okay, let me rephrase this question. Do you have a no bullying policy?
I will answer the question, Sir JF. In the student manual, bullying and even fighting are some of the cases that are closely monitored by the Office of Discipline in the school. And the guidance office alongside the other formation offices, are working together to address this issue. We have different activities, webinars, sessions with the students, especially among the grade school students, in discouraging our children to involve in such activities. However, we know that in some instances it cannot be avoided that this will happen. That's why we have such steps in addressing if such concerns will occur. I would like to defer in elaborating on this at the moment because we will have our AP for formation to talk more about this in a while. So maybe we can answer more about this later on. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Sari. I hope that question was answered regarding the no bullying policy of our school. So I have been reading questions here about seesaw and also questions pertaining to our online class. So these questions will be answered later by our AP for learning support program after she presents to us the program in learning support. Okay, so let me read some questions that can be answered for now. Okay, there's a question here. How about the requirements for kinder students? Thank you. This is, yeah, a kinder parent. How about the requirements for kinder students? Okay.
Sir Gian. Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Let me answer. The question is so generic. I presume the question is something about how are the tests or the assessments are given to students. I would like to presume that or the performance task. So they have a learning management system and all the assessments and requirements are placed there. And there's the teacher also informs the parents about it through the LMS. So I think this will be discussed more in detail in our LS and on information discussion later. So as to assessment, worry not. It's all there in the learning management system, which we call CISO. And parents, especially for kinder and grade 1, there's a close communication between and among parents and teachers so that assessments and outputs are done and on time and are done in a clear manner with clear instructions. Thank you, Sir JM.
Sir JM.
Thank you, Sir H. Yes, Sir Mike.
I think in relation to requirements, meaning things that they need to prepare for before the opening of the classes, this will also be discussed during the pre-opening orientation of the respective subject areas. No? So details of this will be released very, very soon. This also includes the schedule of classes. Thank you, Sir JM.
Thank you also, Sir Mike, for your clarification. So I hope that question was already answered by our school principal and AP for curriculum and instruction. So again, if you are still asking about specific or the specifications of our online class, that will be clarified or answered by our AP for Learning Support Program after her presentation. Now, there's an interesting question here. Good morning. Kindly enlighten us how the teachers handle classes for kinder. Who would like to answer this question?
Is Ma'am Nelia here or?
Sir JM, I
Yeah,
think Ma'am Nelia, the preschool coordinator, is the best person to answer that question.
Okay, we have Ma'am Saiki here, one of the kinder teachers, dear parents.
Good morning.
Let's welcome Ma'am Nelia, our coordinator for the kindergarten level.
Usually in kinder, we start our classes from 8 o'clock in the morning. And then we have the 40-minute time slot for each subject. And we have screen break of 20 minutes per subject. Then, but they are during TF classes. During IL classes, they are given activities uploaded in the CISO. They're using the CISO. But during our TF, we are using the Zoom where the teacher and the students can really meet face to face and they can really talk to each other like as if they are in the classroom. And during IL classes, they're given activities, and these activities are coupled with instructions on what they're going to do and how they will upload back to the CISO where the teacher can check it after a certain time. And usually we do the activities, integrated activities like we have our music integrated with our classes in English. We have reading and language separate subjects, and we have math. And we integrate also math and art. We integrate also a little of science to English by with using our content in English. In science, we used to teach in English like body parts, cleanliness, health practices like that. Then they are just simple. And in kinder, we also integrate environmental consciousness, like no use of plastic as much as possible. They will only use they will only drink water as a healthy drink rather than full chocolate drinks. We encourage the less eating of candies and sweets, but they have to indulge themselves eating good food like fruits and vegetables. So those are the integrations that we are doing. In terms of physical education, we also do that during our circle time. We clip 5 minutes of our time doing the circle time. We do the simple dance exercises and songs. So far, these are the things that we're doing. And every month, we also do the observation of different class activities. Like if it is St. Ignatius, we also observe St. Ignatius Days by having prayer service. And we are also doing some drawings and contests among themselves of the different activities related to St. Ignatius celebration. During our August, we also have our celebration of Buwan ng Wika, and we ask them to prepare also their Filipiniana costumes. They have to wear it and they will bring something that would represent their being a Filipino during this. Every month, September, we have Mama Mary's birthday. October, we have our United Nations and Living Rosary. On October, we also have some book week celebrations and the characterization. Then December, we also celebrate Christmas. We do carolings online. We do Christmas presentations online. And January and February is also, we also have our Family Day and Little Hearts Day, where pupils and parents will work together to send each other love notes, making their own art activity, and also sending wishes to their classmates on Valentine's Day, like that. Now then also on March, we, as much as possible, we do certain one big activity every month. And we do not forget also that during celebrations, we do the liturgical services by having the prayer service in coordination with our CMSI office. And we do also have talks to children we are given to us by our guidance office. So far, these are the things that we're doing in kinder.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Nelia. Would that be all, Ma'am Nelia, or do you still have something more to add?
During our English classes, we do have oral test or oral exercises where children and teacher can individually, they work as dyads, they work as triads, or they can individually talk to one another. It is for us also to check if what we're teaching is really effective to these children and the way they pronounce words and the way they would utter sentences and words. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Ma'am Nelia. So those are the different activities that kinder pupils do in their virtual classroom. So all of these are done with our LMS, our learning management system, which is Seesaw, and of course with our video conferencing app, Zoom, which will be discussed in details by our AP for Curriculum and Instruction, Ma'am Liani, after her presentation. I guess the next questions will be answered by Ma'am Sari. Ma'am Sari, when will be the announcement of class sections and how many students are there in each section for grade 1 level?
We will be starting encoding the sections, the class list over our aims this afternoon. So you can start checking these out. But please give us enough time to do this because enrollment is still ongoing. So we need more time to place the students' names in their respective sections. But these are for grade school for the moment. For the grade 7 and grade 11, if you have children there also, these will be given during the respective orientation activities. The number of students for grade 1, there's an average of 30 students per section. There are other questions about other grade levels in terms of the number of students. It would actually depend on the number of enrollees that we have, but the average number per student would range from 35 to 38, if I'm not mistaken, Sir Mike, Sir H.
That's the maximum, ma'am. So it's
Yes,
within the 35 is really the ideal one, and it can go down from 35. That's for grade school. By the way, Sir JM, if I can add as to what is happening in kinder, I don't know if it was pressed, they also have this every Thursday, the one-on-one or dyad session with the teacher.
Ma'am Saiki might want to add something more about kinder teaching.
Good morning, everyone. Yes, we have our, yes, Ma'am Nels, thank you. We have our dyad or triad sessions every Thursday. We do this to ensure that the learners will be able to acquire the necessary prerequisite skills when they move up to grade 1. What else? We have 4.
We cannot hear you, Saiki.
Oh no. Is it okay now? Okay. We are in a self-contained setting in preschool. So I will be teaching reading, language, and math for St. Raphael. And for St. Michael, teacher Athena will be teaching the reading, language, and math. And Ma'am Nelia is the one who is uploading the activities for writing every Friday. Every Friday, by the way, is our assessment day. We usually upload their summative assessment at 6 in the morning, and then our deadline is every 6 in the evening. With regard to our asynchronous classes, we upload them every Tuesday at 6 in the morning, and our deadline is every Thursday. So far, Ma'am Nelia have already talked about our activities. I guess that will suffice. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you so much for that added information, Ma'am Psyche. The kinder teacher herself has enlightened us of what is really happening and how things are done in the kinder level. Okay, I guess the next questions will be answered by our AP for Curriculum and Instruction, Dr. Mike Guevara. The questions are, will students have modules in online classes? And are there any awards or recognition for grade 1? Sir Mike?
Thank you, Sir JM. No? So in terms of our learning references, it's a mix of digital copies, modules, and books. No, so definitely there are books that need to be purchased from the different grade levels. If the subject area will not be requiring certain book, then digital copies of the modules will be provided for and will be available in the learning management system of the child. No, regarding the honors and awards, we believe that for kinder up to grade 3, what is important will be the skill, no, the skills development of our students. We wish them to be developed in holistically in all of these areas, and we feel that giving of the awards is not yet within the level of comprehension of these pupils. So as a matter of academic policy of the school, we start giving academic awards starting grade 4 up, no? But definitely there are reward systems and policies, structures, and programs that we adopt in these three grade level from kinder to grade 3, so that along the way we can also boost their morale and develop them, no? But not necessarily academic in nature. Thank you, Sir GM.
Thank you, Sir Mike. I guess those questions are answered well. And the next questions, I believe this can be answered by either Ma'am Sari or our school principal, Dr. Lagon. Are students required to wear school uniform during online class? Will there be a short meeting for parents to meet the teacher? Are students required to wear uniforms and PE uniforms during online classes? So, okay, I guess Sir H.
Yeah, maybe we this year and even last year we focused on the essentials. So meaning to say uniforms may not be that essential, especially in the new normal. But what is important is that the students are well groomed, and they of course the details of the one that they have to wear will be discussed to them by their teachers. It's a good idea for the parents to meet with the teacher. Maybe we can talk that over with the grade school, with the kinder group, if they will be able to push that kind of meeting with the parents. This is one example of meeting with parents already. So whatever concerns you have in the class, you can already raise it now. But as to having additional meeting with the parents to strengthen the home-school collaboration, maybe I throw that to Ma'am Nelia in the team. How can that be operationalized in the days and weeks and months to come? So that's a good suggestion. Again, the even in PE, no, we don't want to stress the parents, also the students, na in every day, instead of focusing on the learning competencies or the requirements, they will still have to work on and prepare the uniform. What is important lang ngayon is for them to follow, to use and wear decent clothes. Siguro ano na lang, ano na lang, advice na lang for the parents, no? So kasi kung minsan classes are going on and we can still see parents nasa likod doing something else, no? Sometimes maybe we need to be conscious over that when classes happen and the students are having their classes, siguro we place our learning table in a place where it is also well organized with all the gadgets and connectivity being serviced well. Thank you. Maybe
Thank you
Ma'am
so much.
Sally can add something more if you want.
Sir,
Yes, thank you so much, Sir H. Or maybe Ma'am Nell. Yeah, yes, Ma'am Nell.
uh, last year for kinder, we in terms of uniform, we don't require them for uniforms, especially if for the new students. But for the old students, they can wear their old T-shirts during
And
our. But we discourage the sando and the
oh,
sleeveless. They can wear comfortable clothes, and there are also occasions when we require them to use Sunday's best, especially during our prayer service. But during regular classes, they can wear t-shirts and their shorts, but not sando and sleeveless. We discourage that for the children so that they will also be disposed when they come to, as if they're really coming to a classroom well dressed and prepared for because we even encourage them to eat regularly, early in the morning before they start their class, so that they can concentrate and they can really be disposed for the class setup. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Nels. And maybe just to add, when the school year progresses during our distribution of our report cards, we have our virtual meeting with the parents as well. I guess that's another avenue for us, parents and teachers, to collaborate and to raise questions and be clarified with many things, especially that we are experiencing this new learning modality. So during the distribution of report cards, we also meet virtually. And I guess the next question is, or can be answered by Sir Mike. Are students required to have notebooks?
Thank you, Sir GM. Actually, I need also to add na lang some related questions as to books, no, especially for grade 1, and also when and where to buy books, no, from note from grade 2 parent. No, first, again, in terms of the requirements, we will be informing you of the details regarding what to be ready for the opening. This will include notebooks and learning references. No, so as to the number of books, no, or notebooks rather, details will be given to you the soonest. Books for grades 1, kinder, grades 1, 2, and 3, and the rest of the grade levels are already available in school. No? So you may come to school from Monday to Friday, and I guess as of this time, no books are available there. The list are also in the area so that you would know what exactly to buy. As mentioned earlier, some subject areas will require books. No, you need to buy the books, but others will simply be giving modules which may be released through the learning management system of the child. No? So you may access them as soon as the LMS is already available. Thank you, Sir JM.
Thank you, Sir Mike. I guess there's a follow-up question here. Good morning. Will the grade 1 students use actual books, or are all the materials incorporated on the LMS? Well, I believe it was already explained by our AP for curriculum and instruction that our materials are actually a combination of hard copies, which we refer to our books and notebooks, and management system. So I guess clarifications regarding the use of our learning management system, Seesaw, and video conferencing app will be better explained to us later by our AP for Learning Support Program, Ma'am Liani Cordero, after she gives us her presentation. So I guess, Ma'am Sari, we have to reiterate something because some questions like how many students are there in each section is recurring in the chat box, as well as asking for the section where their children belong is also recurring here in the chat box. Would you like to reiterate, Ma'am Sari?
Again, we will be starting to encode the class list over AIMS this afternoon. So maybe you can start checking them out. We will start with the lower grades actually. So you can start checking them out this afternoon. But you need your school student number for this. So I'm not sure, Sir H or Sir Mike, how they will be able to do this for our new students.
Ma'am Yan, this has to do with the AIS, right? Yeah.
Yes, Sir H. Yes.
So they can access this one to the AIS.
Yeah, they can, though they should have registered no prior to enrollment or during the application. They should have been given application number, but we will look into that and we will communicate with the parents regarding that matter. Thank you.
Yeah, I have also, Sir JM, I have also posted in the chat box the different emails and phone numbers of the school if should they want to contact these people. Thank you.
Sir H, I'd also like to add, if they'd like to check out the list of the students in actual, they can come to school on Friday, because for sure we will have those lists posted already by that time.
Thank you, Ma'am Sari. Thank you, Sir H. Thank you, Ma'am Liani as well. So again, I guess we are very excited to know how to navigate our learning management system, our video conferencing app, because I can see different questions pertaining to that. So I guess we will now move to our next presentation. So again, thank you so much, dear parents, for being cooperative and inquisitive. At the same time, here at Ateneo, we really believe in an open dialogue. So let us just keep that kind of relationship. So as Ignatian formators, we believe that our school children will be at their best if the right support is provided to them. With this, we are happy to inform you that our academic offerings coexist with a rigorous learning support. To know more about this, let us welcome our AP for Learning Support Program, Ma'am Liani Cordero.
Thank you, Sir JM. May I now share my screen? So good morning, dear parents. I am Ma'am Liani Cordero, the Associate Principal for Learning Support. Today, I will be sharing with you the programs and services of the Learning Support Group. Here is the flow of my presentation. First, I'll be sharing with you the mandate for the LS, the LIGHT team, the Learning Resource Center, the IMRC or the Instructional Media and Research Center, the Computer and Innovation Laboratories, the Science Laboratories, the TLE Laboratories, and the Information Technology Services team. In the 2016-2021 strategic plan of the school, there were two strategies focused on the learner skill and the learning facility. Strategy 2 stated that there is a need to develop learners' 21st century skills, which are communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and creativity. And strategy 4 emphasized that there is a need to improve learning facilities. In 2016, the Information and Communications Technology or ICT Integration Program was also crafted with the following goals. 1, to set up the technology integration team. 2, to provide the ICT integration professional development trainings for teachers. 3, to build an inventory of ICT facilities and tools. 4, to allocate resources to improve internet connectivity. And 5, to build a culture of technological literacy among stakeholders. With this thrust stated in the 2016-2021 strategic plan, the Learning Support Group was created with the following mandate. 1, to manage and supervise the learning support programs and services of the school, namely the Learning Innovations Through Technology or LIGHT program, and the Summer Learning Enhancement Program or the Integrated Summer Programs or ISPs. 2, to manage and support the learning support facilities of the school, namely the Learning Resource Center or the LRC, the Instructional Media and Research Center, or the IMRC, the Science, Computer, Innovation, and Home Economics Laboratories, and the Information Technology Services. Under the Learning Support Programs is the Learning Innovations Through Technology, or the LIGHT program. It was created to assist in the achievement of one of the goals of the school stated in its 5-year strategic plan for 2016-2021, which is to provide for a contextualized K-12 curriculum that develops and enhances learner skills to be college, career, and life ready. The LIGHT team is tasked to initiate and assist in the integration of the available technologies of the school, which includes, but not limited to, iPad cards, Mac laboratory, computer laboratories, the learning management systems, the virtual conferencing apps, and other educational apps in the classroom. Here are the members of the LIGHT team. This year, Mr. Aldrin Campos Sagrado heads the LIGHT team, and the members for the grade school is Miss Jelea Miliama. For the junior high school are the following representatives are in charge: Mrs. Sema Grace Mendoza, Mrs. Claire Binias Peñol, Mr. Jesus Amado Solas, and for the senior high school, we have Mr. Jerome Ambalisa. For this school year, the following will be used for our LMS. We have CISO for kinder to grade 3 pupils. We have Google Classroom for grades 4 to 10 students. And we have Microsoft Teams for grades 11 to 12. For CISO, the minimum hardware that specs is an iPad or a tablet. It can be an iPad or Android. For grades 4 to 10, your children can use iPad, laptop, or desktop with the specs of Core i3 or higher. For grades 11 to 12, the students are advised to use laptop or desktop with a Core i3 or higher and a Windows 10 or higher OS. And as to the virtual conferencing app, we will be using the following. Zoom for K to 10 students. We have subscribed to 30 Zoom accounts last school year, but we will be adding additional Zoom accounts for the junior high school students. MS Teams now for the senior high school students. This is part of the MS Teams app given by Microsoft. And Google Meet, one of the Google apps for education that we use, may also be used. The next learning support program under the LS is the Integrated Summer Program. The ISP is an integration of all summer activities into one systematic and purposive package that will cover all the trainings, reviews, interventions, and camps. A committee is created every school year to assess, approve, coordinate, monitor, regulate, and evaluate the proposals for summer activities to ensure that the activities are aligned and consistent with the school's vision, mission, and goals. We will now move to the different learning support facilities of the school. First, we have the Learning Resource Center, or the LRC. The LRC supports the curricular program of the school by providing the needed library services of the students, the faculty, and the staff. The facilities of LRC may be reserved online by the teachers. Here are our librarians, Ms. Agnes Joy Makilan, our high school registered librarian, and Ms. Judy Didet Deles, our grade school registered librarian. May I now present to you our libraries: the Play Lib for kinder to grade 2 pupils, the grade school library for grades 3 to grade 6 pupils, the high school library for grades 7 to 12 pupils. We also have the online public access, or the OPA catalog, which may be accessed on campus or off campus. The steps on how to access the OPAC are discussed by our librarians during the class orientations. Another resource facility is the Instructional Media and Resource Center, or the IMRC. The IMRC houses and circulates adequate collections of multimedia resources such as the televisions, projectors, iPads, and others, and services to meet the instructional and research needs of the students, the teachers, and staff. The use of IMRC may also be reserved online by the teachers. Mr. Joy Rindistor is our IMRC in charge. The next learning support facilities are the computer laboratories and the innovation laboratory. These laboratories facilitate the integration of the technology in instruction and the development of critical thinking skills, collaboration, and creativity of the learners. Mr. Jesus Amado Solas is our computer and innovation lab in charge. Here are our computer laboratories. We have 3 Windows-based labs and 1 Mac lab. Each lab contains about 44 desktops for students and teachers' use. Here is the school's innovation lab. This contains our robotics kits, from MBOT kits to Ranger kits to Arduino kits. All robotics classes for grades 4 to 9 are being done in the innovation lab, and all robotics classes from grades 10 to 11 are done in the computer laboratories. The robotics club also uses the lab on their club day. The robotics courses under the ICT program are still young, about 3 years old. Yet our students were able to join the national and international competitions. I am sharing with you the photos during the National Robotics Competition in Cebu in 2019, where we won in the 3 categories, and then our competing teams were sent to China to compete in the World Robotics Competition. Lately, our 3 robotics team under the mentorship of Mr. Aldrin Campos Sagrado and Ms. Jalea Milyama won in the MakeX Spark online global competition that ran from January to June 2021, which was participated by 107 teams worldwide. The next learning support facility is the Science Laboratory. The Science Laboratories are venues in promoting the development of students' logical reasoning, science process skills, and systematic and service-oriented approach to life's challenges through meaningful scientific activities for students. Our science lab in charge are Mr. Jancil Talavera and Mrs. Marilyn Pineda. The 2 lab in charge are taking care of our 6 science laboratories, namely the research, the physics, the chemistry, the biology, the integrated science, and the grade school laboratories. Next, we have the TLE laboratories. We have 1 lab for grade school, the HELI lab, and 1 lab for high school, the HE lab. In the TLE labs, the students are taught life skills such as cooking, baking, and others. Last but not definitely the least is the information technology services. Our IT provides the infrastructure for online and technical needs of the teachers, the staff, and the students. Here are some services that the IT is offering. 1, the internet and network services. Starting last year, we have upgraded our internet connectivity, and we subscribe to a list line for the needs of the CBL, or the contextualized blended learning. We are currently in partnership with PLDT for our internet subscription and with Trend Technologies for our network needs. 2, the automated school systems, or we call it as AIS, Ateneo Information Systems, include but not limited to the online enrollment, the online encoding of grades, online viewing of report cards, and online library system. 3 is the email system. All the students and personnel of the Ateneo de Iloilo are given their official email account to be used for school purposes only. Email groups by grade level and by section have been created for students, for parents, and for teachers and staff. For new parents, we will be connecting with you so that you'll be able to get your emails and group you with other members or parents of the section. Email policies have been discussed to the teachers and will be discussed to the students during the orientation by the advisors. 4. The school's website is found at adi.edu.ph. All important announcements, advisories, and activities are being posted on the website. So we'd like to recommend that you visit our site every now and then for updates. 5. The office desktop and printer support for the technical needs of the school's personnel is also one of the services of the IT. Here are the members of the IT team. Mr. Mark Ian Papna handles the software and database management, the internet connectivity, and network administration of the school. Mr. Mark Algreg Sulina is in charge of IT services, web development, and infographic needs of the school. And Mr. Romeo Arellano takes care of the IT and IMRC services. Dear parents, the Learning Support Group. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Liani. I know in a way, with Ma'am Liani's presentation, some of the questions earlier were answered, but we want to be more specific in terms of answering your questions. So we will do that later after this presentation. A holistic education does not just focus on the academics. ADI primarily believes in one's character as the portal to excellence and success. Let us now all listen to our AP for formation, Sir Primo Escobañez.
Good morning, dear parents. Thank you so much for collaborating with us in the formation of our students who are your children. We know very well, dear parents, that more than ever, we need to collaborate as for the formation of our students. And so what does the school desire for our students, your children? It is the school's desire for your children to be leaders who pursue excellence that is ignited by love and service. And so, you know very well, dear parents, that just by looking at what is happening in our country today, everywhere we are, whatever we do, we just need to be transformative agents, persons who are capable of helping one another so we will be able to attain a desired result. So, but anyway, dear parents, I am expecting that there will be a series of orientation that we are going to conduct for our new students and new parents. And so for today, just allow me to focus on an overview of our formation program in Ateneo de Iloilo. And I hope, dear parents, that after 15 minutes, you will be able to share to other parents what are the formation offerings of Ateneo de Iloilo, because I'm sure that will also help them in deciding for the future education of their children. Now, in Ateneo de Iloilo, when we say formation, we are actually referring to engaging activities and processes. Your children are undergoing to become persons of competence, character, culture, conscience, community, persons of compassion, and persons who are Christ-centered. Now, what about the academics? Well, undergoing the academic rigors is part of the entire process of formation. It is necessary because that will help them build their competence and character. But for this conversation, I will focus on the non-academic formation, which are equally important and therefore should never be neglected. These non-academic components of formation are essential because these are the processes and engagements that make Ateneo de Iloilo a Jesuit and a Catholic school. Now, there are actually 4 offices in school that facilitate these formative processes and engagements. Let me just mention them. We have the Campus Ministry and Social Involvement Office. We have the Guidance and Testing Center. We have the Student Development Office and the Discipline Office. But I think their parents, the concern is this. We are in a state of pandemic. We are in a health crisis situation. And students are to learn off-site, meaning they will not be here physically present in Ateneo. How will we be able to carry out our formative activities? Well, we just would like to tell you that we will also carry out our formation activities using online platforms and other helpful digital tools. Dear parents, we have been telling ourselves this pandemic should not dictate who we will become and what we will do, but rather we just have to continue expressing ourselves, exercising who we are. And who we are, dear parents, we are Ateneans, we are an Ignatian school. And so we just have to continue our formation activities. That pandemic should not stifle our formation activities. Now, let me begin with the Campus Ministry and Social Involvement Office now. What will this office offer this year, considering that students will have to learn off-site? It is really the goal of this office to form a school community that is Christ-centered and socially responsible. This office is headed by Mrs. Raquel Gargaritano. There are other personnel in this office who are doing specific tasks, but I will not mention them. They will be introduced towards the end of this orientation for parents. Now, I just would like to begin this one by highlighting their parents to prevent you from being worried as early as this time, that this year there will be no activities in the school that will require students to go to our adopted communities and interact with people. So we are to omit that this year. But instead, what we are going to do is all formation activities will have to be carried out online. So we will still have prayer services to be facilitated by our CMSI or Campus Ministry Social Involvement Office personnel. There will be recollections and retreats. We will still be inviting speakers. But you know what? This time, we feel that we have now the leeway to invite good speakers somewhere because it will have to be done online, no? Instead of bringing them here physically. So there will be retreats and recollections still. We will still continue with our advocacies. We have the Blue Alert. For some of you who are alumni, you are familiar with this. The Blue Alert is our emergency response to emergency situations. So we have the Blue Spoon, which is actually our feeding program. This is for the malnourished children in the public school. And we have the emergency relief and rehab operations. Should there be earthquakes, typhoons, should fire happen, and all those other things. So we will continue with that. There will be a series of information that will be released to help you and guide you on how to do this one. But dear parents, in relation to prayer services, recollections, and retreats, our school has this appeal that when these activities are being done, we propose that you set up a kind of altar at home. So meaning you just have to decide where to put up a so-called sacred space at home, put up an altar, probably you can place a crucifix and light candles, so that when that is being done, that will remind other members at home that a particular student is undergoing prayer service or a retreat and recollection, and therefore he or she should not be disturbed. So that is for the Campus Ministry Social Involvement Office. Let me now proceed to the Guidance and Testing Program. I think their parents and guardians, this is now the office that will have so many work and tasks to do for this year, considering our situation. This office is headed by Mrs. Rosario Dordas as the coordinator of the office. Now, there are so many activities and events that this office is facilitating and conducting, but I just would like to highlight some, especially those that are helpful for this year. The office will continue with orientation sessions with parents and new students, just like what we are doing now. The primary purpose of this orientation is actually to allow our parents and new students to be acquainted with the processes in schools, with our systems and policies, so that if there are questions that they need to ask, they can be assisted immediately. And at the same time, they will be introduced to different personnel in school, so that once there are clarification, then they know whom to approach. There will also be ongoing conversation with those who are in need. I am referring to students, especially those with special need. No? So, our young people today. There will also be colloquia with teachers to find out how best students can be helped. Now, what is this colloquia? These are actually gatherings of teachers in a particular subject or in a particular grade level in which our teachers are trying to identify who among our students are in need of help. And after identifying who among our students are in need of help, they are actually trying to discuss how can we really help these students. And so, in other words, the end goal of colloquia is actually how best a particular student in need can be helped. Now, they will also do a follow-up on at-risk students. Some of the students who have the tendency to do self-harm or probably have suicidal tendencies, no? And all those other things. It is also the work of this office to refer students for a professional help if necessary. Now, what about you, dear parents and our guardians? You are also free to keep in touch to this office if you feel that we need to know something about your children. By doing that, then we will be collaborating so that we will be of best help to our minors, our students. So that is all that I can say for now for our guidance and testing office. Let me now proceed to Student Development Office. This office is headed by Mr. Jeffrey Jun Gerhem as the coordinator. Now, this office is facilitating activities. One of the many activities our students like involving a lot. But although they cannot be physically involved in the many activities that this office will be facilitating this year, still this office will be working very hard to provide means for our students to hone their leadership skills. And also, this office will provide venue for our students and assist them in their student-led activities and advocacies. Now, specifically for this year, because we have to forego other activities, what we consider essential activities to be facilitated by this office will have to be leadership training activities. Now, I mentioned at the very start that the school is to train leaders ignited by love and service. Now, it is the primary task of this office to really train our students to be leaders, to hone their skills, and provide them venues for different initiatives, because by doing so, that is allowing them to exercise their leadership potentials. This office will also provide venues for advocacy campaigns. For example, anti-bullying campaigns, or probably a campaign on garbage segregations, no? And the like. This office will as well continue to collaborate with students for their student-led online activities, for example, that they have to display their artwork, or they will conduct a kind of concert online, no? So these are activities meant to provide students venues for the exercise of their talents and skills. We will still have our school publications because that is necessary to allow our students to articulate their thoughts and provide them with the opportunity to express their sentiments about what's going on around, no? Self-expression. We will also have student council, no? Student governments. This is very necessary in honing our students' leadership potential. That is for Student Development Office. Let me now go to the Discipline Office. Well, I do not know with you, dear parents, but you see in school, this is one office that many of our students do not want to visit. I think because it's a discipline office, probably In their mind, they're saying, if I am called by the discipline office, it means I have a disciplinary action to be given to me, and therefore I am not happy about that. But this office is not only concerned with giving sanctions to students. In fact, one of the major function of this office is to reinforce positive behaviors. No? Acknowledge students if these students are doing well. For this year, there will be advocacies they will be implementing online to encourage students to do what is proper, what is right. But at the same time, it is the work of this office to monitor students' decorum, their parents, especially their decorum online, their behavior online, their way of doing things when they are in the digital platform. Last year, their parents, we have already encountered cases of bullying online. For example, copying the work of other people online and then saying that it is their own without acknowledging the source. No? These are major offenses we consider in school. No? Posting of unlikely pictures online. Now, it is the work of the office to monitor that one. And that is also our appeal to you, dear parents. You try to monitor that one as well in order to prevent our students, your children, from entering into a difficult situation. And this office is the implementing arm of the student handbook. Now, it is also the work of this office to investigate disciplinary cases and impose corrective measures if necessary. Now, dear parents, there will be times, there will be opportunities in which we will be calling you for a conversation in relation to a particular offense that probably your ward or your children have committed. As early as this time, we would like to appeal to you, do not be so defensive if we do that. Why? It should be clear to you and to us as a school that the very purpose of corrective measure is to form our students. If we will not call their attention, they will just feel that what they are doing is okay, and so they will just continue doing that. No? So, if there are offenses or irresponsible actions your children, our students, are able to do, if it is a minor offense, our discipline office will give them formative or corrective measures right away. For example, if they fail to submit the requirements on time after a series of reminder, probably they can be asked to do this particular work, say a research work on this one, an additional work on top of the other work. No? So that can be a form of corrective measure. Now, dear parents, if a particular action would merit suspension, as far as the judgment of the discipline office is concerned, that suspension is not given right away to our students. Instead, what the office will do is elevate that one to the Formation Council. And what is this Formation Council? The Formation Council is composed of the AP for Formation as the chairperson, that is myself, and the members are the Prefect of Discipline, the school chaplain, the campus minister, the guidance counselor of that particular child, the guidance coordinator as well, and then the current class advisor of that student. So that is for the discipline office. Now, overall, dear parents, why are we doing all these things? No? Why are we involving all four major offices in school for the formation of your children, of our students? It is because it is very clear to us that intellectual competence alone is not enough in this time of situation that we are in. We need people who are leaders, has the necessary intellectual capacity or competence, and has the heart to serve, has the passion, and has the skills that are needed for them to be able to effect change in society. And so, overall, we would like students to have a realistic self-knowledge grounded on values. We would like them to establish personal relationship with the Lord, and we want them to be sensitive to and responsive and promoting justice, peace, and the integrity of creation. Those are our major intentions. That's why we are working very hard in this school to offer the best formation that we can afford to give to your children, to our students, given this time. So thank you, dear parents, for paying attention. Should you have some questions, please feel free to comment later on, and we will be allotting bigger time to respond to your different questions. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much, Sir Primo. Wow, that was indeed a very comprehensive presentation of our formation program. Again, thank you so much. I know that you are also excited to meet the teachers of your children together with our school administrators and staff, well, at least virtually. So please focus your attention on this audio-visual presentation. So those are our teachers, administrators, and staff, dear parents. So hopefully when our situation permits, we can also meet them personally. But for now, I guess we are all contented meeting everyone virtually for now, because we really prioritize our safety and health. So let us now have the second part of our Q&A. As I mentioned earlier, let us keep the open dialogue relationship. So again, kindly type in your questions in the chat box. But I would like also to go back to the questions given earlier prior to the presentation of Ma'am Liani. So I guess this question can be answered by our AP for Curriculum and Instruction, Sir Mike. What strategies do you use to integrate transferees into the classroom under the CBL program? Sir Mike? Sir Mike, are you still there? Okay.
To answer a call.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What's the question again, sir?
What strategies do you use to integrate transferees into the classroom under the CBL program?
I think there are definite programs or activities that are being set by the guidance office, especially with the kinder to grades 1 and 2 and 3. We have Sir Johans. So they are the one working with the advisor to hopefully follow up on the transferees so that they will be able to adjust for the new environment of the school.
Okay, thank you so much, Sir Mike. And may I add also, as practice, during the first school days, dear parents, we actually give orientations in terms of the use of the LMS, our learning management system, and our video conferencing app. So with that, we are actually helping you and your children on navigating these applications. Okay, I guess the next question will be answered by our AP for Learning Support Program. Do we need to use our personal email in accessing the LMS, or the school will be the one to generate their school's email ad? Ma'am Liani?
Thank you, Sir JM. For parents, you will be using your own personal email accounts, but we will be collecting your email account so that we can add that in our email groups so that you will be informed of the activities of the school. As to the students, we will be creating an official school email account for all our students. Thank you, Sir JM.
Yes, thank you also, Ma'am
May
Liani.
I add more, Sir JM? So with your personal email accounts, your advisors will be adding this in our LMSs. So with CISO, all parents who will be, or parents of K to grade 3, you will be submitting your email accounts to your advisors, to the advisors of your children. Parents of grades 4 to 10, you will be submitting your email accounts to your advisors as well, so that you will be integrated in the Google Classroom. And for senior high school, MS Teams, you will also be submitting this to your children's advisor. Thank you, Sir JM.
Okay, I guess Sir H is raising his hand. Yes, Sir H?
Yeah, thank you, Sir JM. In this new normal, communication really is key, no? To avoid miscommunication and also misunderstanding. And so we have this email system where we have a group email where we place the emails of our parents, and then we blast, we email blast this to all regarding our updates, our announcements, clarifications. And so some parents, what we have experienced last year, some parents are not receiving our announcements. Sometimes because the email that they gave us maybe is incomplete, or it's not active anymore, or they're not opening their emails regularly. So my suggestion is make sure that in the AIS, the Ateneo Information System, make sure that the email you place there is the right one. The same email, active email, to be given to your advisor. And if you are not receiving anything at all, still, please do not hesitate to inform us through info, that's INFO, info@adi.edu.ph. Info@adi.edu.ph. Tell us your concerns. So maybe you can inform us about the name. You can first tell us the name of your student, the grade level, and your name and your email, so that in special terms, no, we can include your name in the Google in the email group that we have. So also, please make it a point to regularly visit our website and our FB page, no? The Ateneo de Iloilo Santa Maria Catholic School Facebook page, because we place organic announcements there, real-time announcements, and even real-time orientations, no? So make it a point to visit these areas para sigurado tayo we are in the loop in all the activities of the school. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sir H, for the additional information. And by the way, parents, we have also posted in the chat box the different contact details. You may want to take a screenshot of this so that whenever you have concerns or questions, you can always send them through these email addresses. Another question is, will there be a demo on how to access the LMS? Good news, parents, we have already prepared tutorial videos. Actually, Ma'am Liani has already posted here in the chat box the link to this tutorial video, particularly on how to use the Seesaw. This is our official learning management system for K to grade 3. So if you want to learn how to navigate this application, because we will be using this the entire school year, you may click on this link and start studying how the different icons, so that it will be easier for you, especially that we are about to start our classes on the 21st. And aside from that, my dear parents, we will be orienting your kids as well during the first days of school. And aside from the link posted here, we will also be, these links will also be sent to you through your emails as well. And now let's see another question here. Will each student be assigned with a Chinese name? Thank you. Who would like to answer this question? Ma'am Liani, yes, Ma'am Liani. Sir Mike. Okay, Sir Mike.
Thank you for that concern, sir. So actually, as soon as they are officially enrolled to our school, then our Laotian will be assigning them their respective Chinese names. No, if they have existing Chinese names already, feel free to coordinate with the advisor so that they may be able to check it with the Chinese teacher. Thank you, Sir JM.
Yes. Thank you also, Sir Mike, for your response. I guess the next question here will be answered by Ma'am Liani. There will be will there be my on in incoming grade 5? As transferee, it's hard for us to log in. I guess, Sir Mike, sorry. Again, the question, sir, will there be my on in incoming grade 5? As transferee, it's hard for us to log in.
Okay, so because of the pandemic, the evaluated the MyOn, and they found out that it is not very healthy anymore to add to the digital readings of the students. So they opted to go back to the fundamentals of really reading actual books even at home. So for this school year, we will not be having the MyOn anymore.
Okay, so I guess that answers the question, Sir Mike, and also the questions if children will have books for this school year. Yes, they will still have books, as also explained earlier by one of our APs. And books are now available in our bookstore, my dear parents. Another question here, will there be a Chinese subject for kinder? Yes, who would like to answer?
None for kinder. Our
Okay.
Chinese curriculum starts from grade 1.
Okay, so that is very clear, Sir Mike. So, dear parents, our Chinese subject begins from grade 1. Okay, so we don't have yet the Chinese subject in kinder.
But
Sir, if I may
the
add, this
yeah.
Yes,
is
Sir Mike.
this is because that our focus for kinder are the fundamentals, the 3 R's, no, so the reading, writing, arithmetic. So we wish to be working well first in these fundamentals before we add an elective subject in the grade 1 to 10. Thank you, Sir JM.
Welcome, Sir Mike. Yes, Sir H.
Formal classes in Chinese now happen in grade 1, but there are already some tidbits of introductory to Chinese. No, that's like good morning, good afternoon. So all those things are integrated also. As what I think Ma'am Nelia said, that although there are specific subjects in kinder, but there are some values and topics that are already integrated in those subjects, like sciences and Chinese. Thank you.
Okay, so that is very clear, Sir H. So even if Chinese is not yet formally taught in the kindergarten level, but they are already exposed to this language with their activities and specifically the greetings, right?
Yes.
Okay, are there some more questions? Okay, I guess I have one here. Is there any review for the students that can be able to access a review lesson in case of brownout or internet disconnection or problem? How can we be able to check the day's lesson? Who would like to answer this
Thank
one?
you. Thank
Sir Mike.
you, Ma'am Perez, no? So, parent of Rafael. So, as mentioned earlier, our recorded classes will be uploaded in the learner's management system or the virtual classroom of the child. So, meaning if you will be encountering brownout or internet problems, then you may be able to go through the recorded video for 7 days. No, so the recorded video will be posted there for a week, so you may be able to check it within that period. And after 7 days rather, it will already be deleted, no, for security purposes also. So don't worry because everything will be in the learning management system of the child. Thank you, Sir JM.
Thank you, Sir Mike. I guess Ma'am Nelia was raising her hand. Ma'am Nelia, do you have something to add? I guess this pertains to the Chinese subject. Ma'am Nels?
I just would like to add, although we don't have formal classes in Chinese, but we do use some greetings, and we also integrate art activity of Chinese, and we also observe Chinese programs in kinder. Like during Chinese week, we also have our Chinese dress up thing, and we also encourage them to do some activities related to Chinese celebrations. Thank you.
Okay, so it's a good start up to the acquisition of the Chinese language is actually when you embrace its culture at first. Okay, so that's a that's a well-planned activity, Ma'am Nelia, for the seamless acquisition of the Chinese language in the succeeding grade levels of our students. Thank you for that explanation. Another question here: does the grade school have mother tongue subject? Sir Mike?
um, so actually, what we are trying to emphasize in the Ateneo is the development of the L1, no, language one of the students. No, so when we say language one, it doesn't mean to be necessarily Hiligay, no, or Karaya or the others. So when we tried to take a look at the L1 of the students, majority, if not all of our students, are having English as the L1. So definitely our subjects from kinder up to grade 3, which is supposedly to be having the mother tongue operationally defined by the DepEd as Hiligaynon, is being substituted by English because context of our students would mean L1 is English. Thank you, Sir JM.
Yes, and that's very clear. So again, We don't have Hiligay known as a mother tongue here at Ateneo, but it's English. Okay, thank you for that question. At least being clarified to everyone who is attending this orientation today. Another question is, where can we ask for help with regards to aims? Example, forgot password. Ma'am Yani?
Sir JM. Yes, you may email us at its@adi.edu.ph. Again, I'll be typing that later on the chat box. its@adi.edu.ph. Although if you will be accessing the aims, there's a button there that for forgotten password. You just click on the button and then an email will be sent to you, provided that this email address has been encoded in the personal profile of your child in the AIMS system or AIMS system. Thank you.
Okay, I guess that is very clear. So whenever you have trouble on logging into our system, please check out the email ad that Ma'am Lani will be posted here in the chat box, so that you can relay your concern via that email. Another question here, for a grade 1 student, what time will the class start and end? Sir Mike?
Thank you, Sir JM. No, for our grade 1 classes, it will start from 8:25 in the morning for a mindfulness session or prayer, the pre-formal class activity, no? And then it will end at 11:10, no? For this year, Mondays and Fridays will be all half days, meaning it will end from 11:10. But on Wednesday, we will be extending our class up to 3:10 in the afternoon because we will be integrating already the homeroom within the TF class. This is for us to give our pupils the venue for further social interaction with their classmates, even virtually. No, because I guess this last year, this is one area that many of our pupils would love to have more time, no, about. So this year, we will be including this in the TF sessions already. So Monday and Friday half day up to 11:10 a.m. But on Wednesday, we will have up to 3:10 p.m. Thank you, Sir JM.
Okay, thank you, Sir Mike, for your explanation. I guess that's very clear now to our dear parents. I guess I can see one of the parents raising his hand. Mr. Oy, please unmute your microphone.
Oh, yeah, first of all, I just wanted to ask a question with my voice, bit of personal touch instead of always chat box, it's so cold. So firstly, I want to say hi to Father Wayne, Sir H, all the faculty and administrators. Hello. It's nice to have a chance to see you face to face, even if it's via the internet. Yeah, just to introduce myself, I'm Stephen Uy. My daughter is grade 1 this year, and we are actually from Singapore. Yeah, so first, I just want to personally, of course, thank all of you for your dedication throughout a very difficult time. And I also want to emphasize that, I really want to, make a heartfelt request for compassion for the parents as well, because, it's difficult for everyone, including ourselves, and I think, at Ateneo being a still Chinese school with a very strong work ethic, sometimes people feel ashamed to admit that they are overwhelmed. I come from Singapore, so I know all about work ethic and the high standards, you know. So, you know, I can honestly say I felt quite I felt quite overwhelmed at times, even during the kinder year, you know. So I was thinking to myself, oh my God, you know, am I back in Singapore again? And what is you know, grade 3, grade 6, grade 9 going to be like, you know? So I fully appreciate the value of excellence, of competence. You know, that's one of the prime reasons why I chose to send my daughter to ADI. But you know, I want to urge the school leadership to always keep all the good values in balance, right, between competence and compassion and empathy for all parties. You know, even teachers. I also feel for the teachers, right, because when the workload is heavy, teachers are also heavily burdened. You know, and all of us are facing, you know, we always have to remember that all of us exist in the context of family, of community, and, you know, at any given time, any of us could be facing family conflict, family crisis, stress at work, you know. So I ask that the school always bear that in mind. Just to give you a more concrete picture of what I mean. There were, you know, I hope none of the teachers take this personally. I really appreciate all your hard work. This is said with the greatest of respect. But there were times when my daughter was made to do something like 15 to 20 pages of worksheet, you know, just for one book, you know, 15, 20 pages of, you know, writing the letters A to Z, you know, and that's on top of other assignments as well, you know, video recording assignments and, you know, pattern recognition and so on, you know. So that was really taxing, very taxing, not only on her, but also on the parent, because when they are younger, obviously they need more supervision, right? And you know, as so I'm juggling that together with housework, together with, you know, other family matters, my own professional you know, responsibilities and so on. So just to give you a picture of that, yeah, yeah, that's basically what I have to say. Thank you very much.
Mr. Uy, thank you very much for your comment. And we know that this time is also really taxing, not only for the school, for the teachers, but for the parents as well. No? We are trying to provide support structures for the parents as well, no? Through by giving them some seminars that may be able to help them. No? But as I always tell the parents, always please keep in touch with the school if there are special concerns and challenges that you meet, that you may need help, and or you may want to discuss with the school. Always we have the class advisor, we have the guidance counselor, and if you feel that you have to bring bigger concerns, you can come to the administrators. You can even come drop by in my office. No? And I remember you, Mr. Uy. We have met. No? I've spoken to you. I remember you, and I even saw your daughter, no, in her picture taking. So.
Oh right, yes, Father. That's I mean, yeah, it was very nice to meet you and all your wonderful personnel. That's why I was yesterday requesting that, you know, perhaps we can have a virtual dialogue once or twice a year, just so we can maintain this, you know, human connection in a very difficult time. I was also wondering if the Ateneo website could also incorporate some kind of some kind of a forum for parents to share their own experiences, their own learning points and so on, as a form of support to other parents. Yeah.
And I would like to also encourage you, like every class hopefully will have a group chat of the parents so that they can support each other, no? And then if you still look for other, if there is still a need for greater support, then we will discuss that also with our PTA, what kind of support. Because as far as the parents are concerned, we rely on the parent officers to organize these activities, because if they do not organize these activities, it may be difficult for us to organize it ourselves, considering that there are also other concerns. But what I'm saying is it is important, and maybe we will discuss with the new set of parent officers when once they are elected, ways in which we can be we can help the parents keep in touch, and also the support group that they may be needing at this point.
Thank you, Father. If I may just say one last thing. While I appreciate all the avenues for support, I think just as important is for all the stakeholders of the school to constantly put themselves in one another's shoes. Put themselves in one another's shoes, so the teachers have empathy for the parents, and parents have empathy for the teachers, and so on. I think if we all just try to do that, we will be kinder to one another. So for example, I mean, if a teacher were to just picture the challenges that a parent would be facing today, maybe she might ask herself, is it really necessary to give 20 pages? Maybe reduced by 20% as a form of mercy. And I hope the school does not fall into the trap of thinking that more is always better. There are times when less is more, and it's also good to give just a little bit of breathing room, so that parents can also do what have their own activities for their children. Like for myself, I like to teach my own daughter Chinese, and paint with her and things like that. Take her out. Yeah. Thank you very much, Father. Thank you all of you.
Yes. Thank you very much for the comment, and we shall consider your suggestions. But let it be known also that, as I have emphasized also earlier, that academics is not the main focus of the school. That we have other formation programs that are equally as important as academics. And yesterday, you were there also at the meeting yesterday, that I also emphasized that to also spend time and make sure that they have also physical contact with significant people in their lives, which I also meant, because I think this is also very important. Now, if you feel that there is not enough time because the school demands too much, then maybe please let us know. No? I mean, we also need reminders, as much as we will also remind parents if we feel that they need to be more engaged in the learning of their children. Okay, thank you very much for your comment. Thank you.
Thank you, Father James, for responding to Mr. Oy. Mr. Oy, thank you also so much for your openness. And I guess Sir H was also raising his hand earlier. Sir H?
I raised it already, but I think Father ended the conversation very well. Maybe just for me to stress, we are all one in this together. In fact, we have been reminded by Father James that philosophy of non multa sed multum, not many but much. So it's clear to us that we need to look for ways to make things more efficient and effective, not just academically but also formation-wise. So maybe this is really I will incessantly request and appeal to everyone to please constantly communicate with our class advisors and teachers. They are more than willing to communicate with you, and to really discuss your matters regarding your concerns. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sir H. I guess this next question is similar to the previous question asked, but I guess, Ma'am Liani, we have to reiterate this one. As a new student in Ateneo, what would be best? Use the email address of the parent for the LMS, or we create an email for our kid? Thank you.
Thank you, Sir JM. As I have said a while ago, all our students will be given the official email address from the school, so that this official email address will be used by your child in accessing the LMS contents. But you as a parent will also be creating a personal email account so that we can communicate with you directly. You will also be invited to the LMS of your child through your personal email address. So there will be two email addresses, one for your child and one for you as well, where we can coordinate with you. Thank you, Sir JM.
Okay, so I guess that is clear now, dear parents. Thank you so much, Ma'am Liani, for your further clarification. Okay, but maybe you want also to be clarified if you want to create a new email account. Dear parents, if you have existing email accounts, you can also use that and you can also forward that to us. But it's very clear that for our learning management system, we will be using the official email addresses that will be generated by the school. This will also be emailed to you. And do we have some more here? Okay. What time will we start on July 19th? Thank you.
I think the question is about the pre-opening kamustahan activity with the class. No, as to the details, we are not sure yet as to whether it will be in the morning or in the afternoon. But the most that we can say, this will be at least an hour, to an hour and a half. Please keep posted as to the details, because we will be sending you everything as soon as we release the list of sections, the students, and then maybe the respective advisors can update you of the details when the list of the students are already out. So thank you for being so patient with us.
Sir Mike, I guess this is a follow-up question to that. Is the July 19 activity applicable to all levels from kinder to senior high?
Yes, I think it will be for all grade levels. It will be a pre-opening activity from kinder to grade 12.
Okay, thank you so much, Sir Mike, for your clarification. I guess, yeah, Sir H.
Yeah, this is in response to one of the chat messages, Ma'am Mrs. Aresco. We are not using Messenger as our official information dissemination conduit. No, that's why email is important, because we do it using email, and we also do it using our website and Facebook account. So what we are suggesting to you is for your own groups to have your own GC, because last year, for example, what happened was some presidents or heads or representatives of each section, they form a GC and they place all the information and even clarification, or even they do chit chat there, as one group. But in that group, we also do not allow our advisor to be in that group. So if in case there are information, for example, that the advisor would like to give or send, the advisor or the teacher sends it to the LMS or through email or through maybe the representative, and the representative will be the one to, if necessary, discuss that in the GC. So we hope you understand that the GC for us is not the official place where we can communicate with you. There are official platforms, and they are the LMSs, in this case CISO, or email, and your direct communication with the teacher. Thank you.
And I would like to add, Sir JM, I would like to add also, if the parents could please attend the parent assembly, because
Yes.
that is the time when we will get your parent officers will get your information. As I've said, it is very important to be in touch with your fellow parents. No, they will form their own GCs so that you can have your own support group. No, and they the parent officers find it very difficult to get in touch with the parents because they do not have the basic contact information. And I guess the best time for you to give that is during the parent assembly. We shall give you the details of the parent assembly, when it's going to be and at what time. So please make sure that you attend. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that, Father. Sir GM, can I say something about the assembly?
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, we have a meeting with the outgoing PTA president this immediately after this, no, so that we can already finalize the schedule for the PTA General Assembly. No, and then after that, of course, new officers will come. Then also, we also have a regular venue for parents. No, if you have concerns. Now we have the regular. We have the PTC, of course, scheduled by you or scheduled by the teacher or by the formator. But we also have our card day, which we do once every trimester. During the card day, that's a good venue for you to raise some concerns. Now, if you cannot raise it real time through email to the teacher. So, but that's also a good venue for you to meet again, albeit online, so that parang town hall, so that at least the advisor can also jot down notes if there are some concerns that you have, or even projects that you wish to conduct as a team or as a section. So that happens every after trimester. And then also the PTA, as a separate independent organization, also does consultations of their own. And we also do consultation with them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sir H. And there's another question here. Good morning. Do they have school ID? Who can answer this question?
I can answer that if Ma'am Nika is not here. So I was just informed yesterday. Yesterday morning it was raised, so I really thought it was released. So the IDs are with us already as to the students last year. No, so you can already get that from the registrar. But as to the IDs this school year for our newest students, so that will still be processed by the office of the registrar, and you will be given one as soon as possible. That's not for now, that's not a priority, but very soon, no, after the opening of classes, then the registrar can process that. But for those old students who are now in grade 1, you can now get the IDs from the registrar's office. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir H, for your explanation. I really thank the parents for being inquisitive. That's really our goal for this orientation, for us to be in an open dialogue so that we can resolve issues, and of course we can clarify many things, since that it's really challenging since last year. So as we are about to end this orientation, I cannot help myself but recall that during the onset of the pandemic last year, we were challenged by so many things, particularly on the learning continuity of our pupils. But with God's grace, we remain steadfast because He has provided us one of the best school leaders who has continuously helped in the seamless transition to our contextualized blended learning program. My dear parents, let us welcome again our school principal, Dr. Herman Lagon, for his closing remarks.
Thank you, Sir GM. So dear parents, thank you for your presence, dearest Atenean, Kinder, Grade 1, and new parents. I use the Atenean description of you because that's what you are now technically. Of course, it takes time, effort, and a lot of homeschool experience. To some, it took them 12 years for us to essentially live out that daunting responsibility and privilege as Ignatian parents or guardians of your child, especially in the context of the new normal. Just to clarify.
Yes, good morning. Oh, no problem.
When I say us here, that means all of us, no? All of us Atenean parents, teachers, administrators as part of the Ateneo de Iloilo Santa Maria Catholic School community. And so, as part of this family already, we hope that you continue to, number one, be in the know, be in the loop by browsing through our school manual. Our school manual is digitally available. Now you can get a PDF copy of that, just email our registrar. Our school website, our Facebook page, official Facebook page, and by opening your emails regularly, if not daily. No? Attend school functions, that's number two. Attend school functions offered by the community like this orientation, PTA meetings, and the very, very useful PTC, or parent-teacher conferences, and institutional feast celebrations and activities. Number three, collaborate and communicate with your school partners, especially to your class advisor, most especially to your class advisor and co-advisor, subject teachers, club moderators, formators, mentors, and administrators. And the last one, supervise the learning and formation of your students at home, especially when they're not having their asynchronous TF classes, the only time that our teachers can supervise them. So we hope that albeit in so short a time, you have understood why Ateneo is Ateneo through the inputs of our school president, Father Waynes, on the school's philosophy, vision, mission, formation, goals, and values in the 7Cs. Our AP for Curriculum and Instruction, Dr. Guevara on the Cbl Program. Our AP for Learning Support, Mrs. Cordero on our Learning Management System video conferencing apps. And our AP for Formation, Mr. Escobañez, on how we put a premium on the holistic formation of your students. I pray also that some, if not all of your queries were clarified in our Q&A. However, please don't be overwhelmed. We will eventually get used to the Atenean rhythm in time. I'm sure that soon you will get the email addresses of your class advisors and meet them also. I hope you have already the contact numbers of the school, which we posted in the chat box. Please do not hesitate to call us during work hours for your concerns. You may also email us at info@adi.edu.ph for your generic and institutional concerns. What we usually do if we receive your email is we refer the concern to the concerned office. So ultimately, we desire that our parent-teacher partnership shall be strengthened in the spirit of collaboration, patience, and understanding. So salute to the men and women of the Guidance and Testing Office, led by Ma'am Sari Dordas for organizing this event. Most especially, we thank you, dear Atenean parents and guardians, for actively participating in our first formal conversation this school year. I pray that your time invested in this orientation was really worth it. Let us continue to live out our faith in action for us, all members of the community, to endlessly desire to do greater things for the greater good. Leaders for and with others in loving service for the Lord. Thank you so much. Stay driven yet grounded. Mayong aga sa inyong tanan.
Thank you so much, Sir H. So, dear parents, to better improve our orientation, please help us by answering the evaluation form, which is now in the chat box. So the link to this evaluation form is now posted in the chat box. So please access this link so that you can complete this evaluation form for today's orientation. Your inputs really matter because this will help us improve in our next orientations to come. Thank you so much in advance, dear parents. So I guess we will now have our photo shoot, virtual photo shoot. So I would like to invite all our parents, if your internet connection permits, please turn on your cameras so that we will have our, an evidence that we attended this orientation. Okay, Mom Rods, will you please? Okay, so we are preparing for the photo shoot. We will just take our screenshot.
Sir GM, yeah, gallery form.
Okay.
Thank you.
Just keep smiling, parents, because we don't know if it's our window or panel.
Just give us the cue, Sir GM.
Okay, we continuously take screenshots right now, so keep smiling. Please turn on your cameras. This is history, dear parents. Turn on your cameras and give us your best smile. All done. Thank you so much. Okay. So that's the new normal of taking photos. So thank you so much once again, dear parents, to our Father President, Father Wames, thank you so much. And for our APs as well. Of course, to our dear parents who took time to attend. Yes, this is your way of telling us that we are one in working towards your children's development. Thank you for that. So to end, as men and women for others, we believe in the seven C's. We are proud to be Athenians. Let us now sing our school hymn with pride and dignity.
Born of ignition, vision of bringing Christ to Orient lands, armed with Santa Maria's faith in God, to sail where the Spirit commands. From the Middle Kingdom's ancient shores to the Orient Pearl City of love, sons of Ignatius set ablaze our hearts' desire for God alone. Omnibus amare, in omnibus servire, in omnibus amare, et servire, Domino, in everything love and serve the Lord. As the setting sun bids farewell, in our hearts shall ever dwell the animo of Ateneo in Santa Maria's blue and white. Omnibus amare, in omnibus servire, in omnibus amare, et servire, Domino, in everything love and serve the Lord. Omnibus amare, in omnibus servire, in omnibus amare, et servire, Domino, in everything love and serve the Lord. In everything love and serve the Lord.
So that concludes today's orientation for our kinder and grade 1 level, as well as to our new parents in the community from grades 2 to 5. Again, please don't forget to access our link to our evaluation form, which is now posted in our chat box. Ma'am Sari, will this also be emailed to our parents in case they cannot access now? So you will also be receiving this link later via email, so that for those who cannot fill in the evaluation form for now, you can have it later. But please, we really need your comments and suggestions through this evaluation form. So kindly accomplish this evaluation form. So please keep your communication lines open, especially your emails, because this will be our time to communicate with you how you can access our LMS for the preparation for the opening of classes. Again, thank you so much, dear parents. Have a wonderful day.
Have a
Goodbye,
wonderful day also,
everybody.
GM. Thank you.
Keep safe, everyone.
Stay
Thank
healthy.
you, parents.